So, what's up, guys? So, for those of you who've been watching my one short that I uploaded with Shao Kahn and that little guitar part there that I played, it's blown up. I mean, it's at like 5,000 views or something like that right now. Anyway, since you guys like this so much, I figured I would do a little guitar tutorial kind of, ordeal. For those of you who either play or want to play. So, for those of you who are beginning to play or just interested in playing, I want to show you something that really helped me when first picking up, an electric guitar and learning how to play it, because it could be tough. It could be challenging. There'll be times where you just want to take the guitar, put it away, and never touch it again. But I had a very fiery, burning passion for music, and I remember hearing these really crazy licks, and I was just like, wow, I want to do that, I was like, I want to play that, and I could never figure out, sorry about the back noise, my cable's a little messed up, anyway, I was like, man, how do I do that, and so what I did was I started learning how to play the pentatonic scale, which is what everyone says you should do. I didn't listen to it at first, obviously. I tried to play the lick, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't flowing like it should. And it clicked one day. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to learn this scale, and it's an easy scale. It's pretty easy. I mean, I'll show you right now. That's the scale forward. So, made up of six notes. It's a 6-string, thing. It's a 6-string scale. So, you know what I'm saying? Once you're able to do that forward and backward, so ascending and descending, and you can kind of just go through it easily, you'll be set. You can start improvising notes within that scale. So say we're in the key of E. We're going to go down to the 12th fret, and that's our root. And now you can play it, I play it a different way. I play it up here. I go to my ring finger on the 12th fret here. I don't know if you can see that. So right here's the 12th fret. Ring finger is going to go here. Pointer finger is going to go on the 10. And so you can start it that way too. And you can just improvise notes within it. You could use the blues scale. Or you can just, like I said, you can improvise notes within that scale. You can do a lot within that scale. You can bend, what I do is I like to mix the, like the spider walk technique, which is this. I like to mix that in with the pentatonic scale, but all in the same key. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to mix it together like that, you get the idea. I kind of flowed through that a little too quick, my bad. Anyway, for now, I want you to focus on your picking. Your picking is what's most important when it comes to being able to flow through this easily. So, what I'm doing is I'm alternate picking, which is just down, up, down, up, down, up. But I start off with an upstroke sometimes, like when I'm going up. I lied. No, I start off with a downstroke. And then up here, same thing, downstroke. And you can now, obviously, if that's a little hard at first and it does get frustrating, you can do hammer-ons. So you can do a downstroke, then down. So much easier to do, you know, than having to. So you'll get there eventually, but the main focus is to just practice flowing. Now, I know everyone hates to start off slow, but trust me when I tell you this, starting off slow is the best thing you can possibly do. Because what it's going to do is it's going to help you build not only the muscle memory, but it'll feel more natural in your right hand when you're picking. And then you can start to add speed. But keep in mind, you know, when you're doing this, you have to use a metronome, which is just a click. You can set it for however many beats per minute, 130, 140, 200. I recommend setting it at least 25 to 30 to start. And what it'll do is it'll help you it'll build consistency. So when you're playing at the same speed. Because if you're in a band, you know, and you're just playing ridiculously fast speeds, and your drummer's playing at 130 beats per minute, and you're flowing through the fretboard at, I don't know, let's say 180 beats per minute, that's not going to mix. It's not going to sound right. Because in order for a band to sound good, you have to sound good as a whole. So, yeah, I understand people want to be all flashy, tappy, which I get. I was like that. I still kind of am, not going to lie. But yeah, take your time and just... And just practice it going slow, back and forth. And once you feel like you've got it to where you can do it with your eyes closed, then start adding, you know, start coming up here. And try to make a lick, you know, try to turn it into music. Because just playing through a scale isn't necessarily shredding. You have to adapt the scale. You have to improvise within the scale. And I didn't understand what that meant when someone first told me about it, but then I started understanding, because if you just play the scale over a backing track, you know, it's not going to sound good. But if you start adding bends, start playing on the same note a few times, that's all on the G string. Then adding a little bit of vibrato, which is just that right there. Then you can start to kind of piece together, you know, it'll click in your brain, and it'll start piecing it together bit by bit, and you'll be like, wow, you know, as you're kind of just... You know what I'm saying? It'll click, because that's how I got it. It just, something clicked in my brain when I started fooling around with the scale, and when I added like, and I'm like, wow. If you could like figure out a decent lick, like, you know, say we'll take that and we'll add see, if you do it in like a timely manner, you can make that and that go together pretty easily in, you know, a matter of seconds, if you're just practicing over a backing track or just rehearsing. And it's like Slash from Guns N' Roses. Okay, that's kind of where, well, me personally, I started with Zakk Wylde, one of my all-time favorite guitar players, just for his sheer, you know, aggressiveness with the pick, the sheer heaviness of his harmonics, his squeals. And funny story, I didn't know that he picked everything. Like, he doesn't hammer on. he picks everything. And I'm like, whoa, and that's how he gets that aggressive sound. So, fun fact for you. So yeah, like I was saying, something will click. But here's a lick that I want you guys to learn. Okay? Pay attention. I'll play that a little bit slower. Now, if you need to slow the video down, which you can do that now, go ahead by all means and send me a video of you playing that lick, and then we'll move on to anything else you want to learn, as long as I know how to play it, obviously, and I'll give you guys a special shout out. Anyhow, that's all for today's video. Comment, like, subscribe.